now let's start with a couple of functions. Let's actually start working with our data now. And what we'll first do is rename. So this is just to rename variables in your data. So let's say here we have cond, that's for condition. Let's rename that to condition to make that a little bit clearer. So we're piping the self-paced reading data into the rename function. And then the syntax is new name, so condition equals old name, right? So I'll run that. And then we have to kind of click on this to see the next couple of variables. Oh, no, we don't. It's actually in the beginning. Oops. Yeah, here, condition, right? So here it says condition instead of cond, okay? But what you'll see is that up here, it hasn't changed. So up here, it's still cond. And the reason for that is I'm calling the data frame, I'm doing some stuff with it, but I'm not saving my changes. This is just a preview, right? So if you want to change your, save your changes, and we'll do that in a second. If you want to save your changes, you have to do name of the data frame and then use this arrow to assign it, right? And then you have the data frame name again repeated, you have the pipe, and then you're doing some things here. You're renaming or whatever else you want to do. So for example, here, that's what we're doing. So here we have SPR and then the arrow, and again, SPR, again, the name of the data frame to save our changes, right? So we're renaming, again, cond to condition, and instead of full sentence, we would like it to be called sentence, okay? So I'm running that, and now you can see up here, this has been updated, right? So here we have condition now, and we have sentence where previously it was called full sentence, okay? And you can see that now it doesn't give us a preview, right? Now it just did it. And by looking at this part over here, I can check that that went through, okay, but it's not giving us a preview anymore. So what that means is that when you're trying to do some data wrangling, you should start like this, right? So you should start without assigning it back to the data. You should not save your changes at first, but look at the preview, make sure it looks as you want it to. And then once you feel like, okay, that's working as I expect it to, you can assign your changes back to the data frame. So that's rename, that's our first command. And then the second one we'll learn before lunch, before the lunch break, is arrange. And arrange lets you sort the rows by the row values. So we can look at this reaction time. So if we just pipe the self-paced reading data into the arrange function, and then RT, so reaction time is the variable we're interested in. I'll just run that. And now we have to kind of scroll over to RT, and you can see it's now sorted from the fastest response time. So this is milliseconds, so this is really fast. This looks like a person was just kind of clicking through and not really paying attention. So it goes from the smallest values. You can click next here to kind of go down in the data frame. You can see it's counting up, right? So it's sorted from lowest to highest. We can reverse the sorting, so we can go from highest to lowest as well by just using the descending argument here. So instead of just writing RT, we have to write desk, right? And then RT in brackets. So let's do that. And again, we'll just go to the correct column. Yeah, here we go. So now we have, these are the longest reaction times, okay? And if we go down a bit, we can see that it's getting lower and lower. So now the sorting is just reversed. So that's what happens if you use arrange on numeric values. You can also use it on character or factor columns, and then it'll give you an alphabetical order. So if we do it for word, you can see that it starts with A, right? So it gives us an alphabetical order. We can kind of scroll through, lots of A's here, obviously. Yeah, and then we have about, after, all, and so on. So it's giving you the words sorted alphabetically. And again, you can do descending to reverse the order. So now it starts with U, right? So just reversed alphabetical sorting. And what you can also do is use a range with several variables. So here I'm sorting first by word, alphabetically by word, and then by response time. So you can see word is A, and then it's sorted from shortest to longest response times for A, and then it'll move on to the next word alphabetically, and again sort the data by shortest to longest response times. And again, I can use this descending addition here to say, okay, I actually want to see the longest response times per word first. Okay, so now we have, again, word A, and response time is now the longest. So that's quite a long response time for that short a word.